Well, let's stay with one of our top stories for the day. Advocate Malesela Teffo's arrest. The defense lawyer for 4 of the 5 men accused of the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. He was arrested in court earlier today. These are some of the dramatic visuals from what we watched unfold live on television screens. It happens moments after he had told the court he couldn't proceed with his cross-examination after he had received death threats during the lunch break. Well, let's talk about then this arrest. Labour Relations Officer at POPCRU, Yabo Ntimane, and Advocate Romeo Nthambeleni join us tonight. Yabo, let me begin with you. As somebody who's a member of POPCRU, you'll be well familiar with Advocate Teffo. He's a former police officer turned advocate now. What can you tell us about him?
Good evening to you, Kathy, and to your viewers. Yes, I can confirm that I know Advocate Teffo very well. While he was still a member of the Supreme Police Services, he was a full-time shop steward of POPCRU and seconded to POPCRU on a full-time basis. And then what was his responsibility was that he was tasked with the representation of members in disciplinary hearings and arbitrations respectively, until when he resigned from the Supreme Police Services. As it is well known that once you resign from the police, your membership as POPCRU member also ceases. So therefore, that's all in short what I can say about Advocate Teffo.
Mr. Ntimane, when we look at the work that he has done, Advocate Teffo seems to largely have been a thorn in the flesh, particularly of the management of the SAPS, given the choice of cases he chooses to take on. Yabo, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but
I missed the latter part of your question.
I was saying that when we look at the nature of matters that he has taken on that concern members of the South African Police Service, whether it's through labor-related matters, that he's largely been a thorn in the flesh of SAPS management.
Yes, no, that one I can confirm because since, Advocate Teffo is one person who's so resilient in what he's doing, and then he doesn't easily back off. Since while we are still representing the members, especially at disciplinary hearing and arbitration, he was so dedicated to his job, and he is one person who doesn't sleep. And then as and when he's faced with tasks, he doesn't back up. And then I'm sure some of his character might have been seen during the Senzo Meyiwa case. That is therefore that we know.
Advocate Nthambeleni, let me bring you in here. This is a man that has been arrested twice before on charges that effectively he has said are questionable, one being a contempt of court charge that he seemingly was not even aware of. The other include intimidation, that's the threat of assault, and also trespassing charges. So he has a history with the criminal justice system. The arrest today, the way in which it was effected, what do you make of it?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Kathy, to you, and good evening to the viewers. Without actually delving into the merits of these cases that you have just described in your intro, I can assure you that that arrest that was effected today, was done in an inappropriate manner. Why I'm saying so? Because there are methods of securing the attendance of the accused person at their trial. You can issue summons, you can write a written notice to appear, you can have an indictment, and an arrest is a last resort unless you are saying that this person is a fugitive of justice. So the arrest in that particular fashion in the court premises as well actually offends the separation of powers in terms of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa.
When we look at the warrant of arrest that was issued against him, there's a part of it that has been captured by some journalists. They've put it up online. It doesn't seem to have any charges that have been preferred against him in it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I've not seen that warrant of arrest and or the indictment, and the contents of it thereof. But normally, the warrant of arrest should have a charge and explain to the accused what the charges he's supposed to actually be facing in court. And you preface the introduction there by saying that he has pending cases, but precisely on the warrant of arrest there must be an explanation why a person is arrested in the first instance. And if that is not the case, again it offends on the rights of an accused person in terms of Section 33 of the Constitution.
So, Advocate Nthambeleni, just to wrap up then, would he be well within his rights to question the way in which today's arrest was effected?
Yeah, absolutely. As I've indicated to you, that his Section 35 rights can be raised, and he can actually ask, what actually transpired today. And as I've actually indicated to you, was the arrest in front of court, in front of the cameras, an appropriate method to actually arrest him in that manner. Why didn't they wait for him to actually come out of court and outside the premises of the court then to actually effect that arrest, because they knew where he was, and his place was a common cause factor to everyone who was following the trial.
Legal analyst, Advocate Romeo Nthambeleni, and Labor Relations Officer at POPCRU, Yabo Ntimane. Let's leave it there for tonight.